What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Jamal back here on the Mall Take Show. Look at this weather, man. We got the sunshine back. We got the sunshine back out. It's not raining. It's not cloudy. It's beautiful, man. Perfect weather. Not too hot. Not too cold. No complaints over here. Back here, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about dating. For me, currently 24 years old. Don't have a girlfriend. The longest relationship I had been in was 2 years, and that was in college. And I think that the big part for me is the reason why that I am single is because I think that a lot of people around my age are dating for the purpose of trying to, how can I describe it? Dating for the purpose to try to fit like an aesthetic in a way, like dating to see like, oh, how are we gonna look? What kind of couple? How good are we gonna look from the outside looking in? Oh, like, this person's tall, or this person has brown skin. This person is light skin. This person is dark skin, or this person is shorter than me. I think that there's people out there that view dating as more so an aesthetic, or trying to find somebody that can kind of help them look better. And it's hard to find somebody to develop the relationship to get to know your values, like who you really are as a person. And I think that as I've gotten older, physical attractiveness has started to become less and less more important. Obviously, you have to be attractive to a certain standard. I'm not. Those physical attributes are important. Don't get me wrong, but I think that I value a lot more the person and your work ethic, your values, how you view life as a whole as well. And I think that I also believe that right now I'm not mature enough right now to take on a relationship with the end goal of getting married. Obviously, because that's a goal of mine, to eventually raise kids, have a family, and build that foundation. But I think that right now I'm not. I don't think I'm ready for that. And when I say that, I'm not. I'm not sure if I fully came to the point where I understand myself. I'm not sure if I'm fully, mature enough to know what type of relationship I'm looking for, to know things that I want in a relationship, to know how to manage being in a relationship, because I think it's easy to be comfortable, and it's easy to not necessarily be with somebody that's going to push you forward, somebody that's going to kind of iron sharpens iron, that perspective of helping each other build and grow. And I'm not saying this in a pessimistic perspective at all, in terms of, if you're somebody that is in a relationship, it's not a bad thing to be in a relationship whatsoever. I'm just more so speaking for me personally. And I know that, like, right now, the journey and the path that I'm on, I'm really trying to hone in and to develop skills that are going to pay dividends in the future. And I could definitely do that, being in a relationship. But I just also know that being in a relationship takes a lot of time and energy. It's not something that you can just, kick to the side, because girlfriends want to do things with you. They want to go to concerts. They want to go on vacation. They want to go out to eat. They want to constantly spend time with you, which is understandable. That's how relationships are supposed to work. Like, you're going to want to spend time with her, with each other. And I know that also, if I was in a relationship, where I am right now, I know that I'm going to kind of just naturally be really invested in her life, always thinking about her constantly, testing her, just kind of being, maybe, I wouldn't say obsessive, but just, I know how I get. I can be obsessive, or I can be addicted to things very quickly. Like, for example, I go to the gym frequently, 3 or 4 times out of the week. And I know that I'm addicted to going to the gym. And that's a good addiction. That's a good habit that I built. And I understand that I'm also addicted to, I eat the same foods consistently, chicken, rice, broccoli. I have this routine that I'm kind of set on and I'm consistently doing. And I know that if a new thing comes on, that can maybe distract me or deter me from the things that I'm doing. So, yeah, and also, I mean, like financially, like I was talking about before, girlfriends want to do things, and that costs money. And I don't have that much money right now. I wouldn't consider myself broke, but I know that I don't have enough money to try to to build on that responsibility of being in a relationship. Because for me personally, in a relationship, I want to be in a point where I can be comfortably spending money for myself and my girlfriend. Because eventually, the journey and the path that I'm on, I want to build a foundation where if once I become married, if and when I become married, I have the financial capabilities for my wife to not have to work. She has the option to work if she wants to. Obviously, she can do whatever she wants, but I want her to have that option because I think that that's a beautiful thing to have. And also, I think it's important for me, for my family. I want my wife to be able to raise the kids and take care of things around the house. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it in a misogynistic way, but I'm saying it more so from the standpoint of just spending time with the kids, raising the kids, and the fact that, for her to be in a position where she doesn't have to think about having to go to work, she has that option to work or not work. I think that there's a lot of women out there that would love that option. So there's a lot of different things right now. And also, I think that I would much rather build friendships and relationships and get to know people, because it's easier for me to get to know somebody, especially a female, being friends with them versus going right away to dating. You can get to know somebody dating, but I think that you see more of the person when you're friends. You start hanging around their friends, you start bringing them around your friends, and you kind of see them in different elements. You see them in different scenarios. It's kind of like transition. If we put this in sports terms, you can be around your hometown the best player in basketball around your hometown, but then you go overseas or you go to a different state, and now you're playing a different role. Now instead of being the best player, now you're the fourth or the fifth best player. So now you're doing things that you weren't normally accustomed to doing before. Beforehand, you were scoring, passing, assisting, and now on this new role, you're defending, getting rebounds. You're not having that much of an offensive role on the team. So that's why I view, a relationship for me, wanting to be friends at first, because then I can get to know them as a person, and then also I would like it to be a seamless transition in terms of for us to start dating. I don't want to just start going on dates immediately. That's not the process that for me I want to go down, because I think that when you start dating, sometimes you're showing your best self, which is important, and obviously you're selling yourself in a way, and at the same time, in that capacity, you could be hiding maybe some things that you don't want the other person to see versus I think that when you start, it's easier when you start as friends to get comfortable as friends, because that either party could be interested, but that for the time being, either party has a respect and there's a boundary, hey, no, we're just friends. So yeah, I don't know, this is what I think, man. These are thoughts that go on in my head in this current time. Let me know if you're somebody that is in a relationship, somebody that maybe you're single. What is your viewpoint on dating right now, especially around the age of 24, 25? Because I know people that are married. I know people that are engaged. I know people that are single. So I know it's an interesting part right now, especially at my age in regards to dating. It's difficult right now because especially everybody's on their phones, the communication skills there. We can go down a deep rabbit hole in terms of dating, divorce, and all that kind of stuff. But these are just thoughts that go on in my head in regards to dating right now. Let me know what you guys think. Share some personal stories about your dating experience. Share thoughts that go on in your head while you're single versus maybe somebody that's not single. There's not a right or wrong answer at all. It's just different perspectives. It's a difficult puzzle, and we're just trying to put the pieces together. And lastly, I've been getting some comments, and people are talking about the wooden spoon I use as a microphone. And the reason why I use a wooden spoon as the microphone is because you use a wooden spoon to cook, in the kitchen, and I use this wooden spoon to cook on this show. So it's kind of like a metaphor. But also I don't have a microphone. The microphone's right here, but I need something to hold. You feel me? So that just wanted to put that in there. Appreciate you guys listening to Time to Talk, to hear me talk on the Mall Take Show. Like, subscribe, share with a friend. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Peace.